If the Mekong Delta is called Vietnam's rice bowl, the Long Xuyen Quadrangle is the rice bowl of the rice bowl. More than 20 years after the T5 Canal's launching, the Long Xuyen Quadrangle has developed into one of the Mekong Delta's two key rice production areas. To be honest, the rapid change in the Long Xuyen Quadrangle is because of the impact of the T5 Canal. Since agriculture is our means of subsistence, and agriculture depends on water. Water is the wellspring of life. This success bears the strong imprint of Prime Minister Vinh Kiet. So now, people simply call it Mr. Kiet's Canal. Calling it Prime Minister Vinh Kiet's T5 Canal is too long-winded. Therefore, they simply refer to it as Mr. Kiet's Canal. People rely on the land to live. The land relies on people for its name. The name has gone down in history, deeply etched in the hearts of the people of the Long Xuyen Quadrangle. In August 1997, the T5 Canal was completed, officially opening the flow. That cool, sweet water, flowing deep into the fields, sparked new life, awakening the potential of the vast Long Xuyen Quadrangle region. People from various regions gathered here to reclaim the fields together and build prosperous lives. It has progressed from not producing enough to eat to becoming one of the two major rice export granaries of the Mekong Delta region. Many farmers in the Long Xuyen Quadrangle have dynamically shifted their crop structure to bring higher economic efficiency, such as the massive 500-hectare tissue culture banana orchard owned by Mr. Nguyen Ly Duc in Luong Intra-Commune, Tri Ton District and Giang Province. The local people affectionately call him Mr. Sao Duc. He's one of the successful, experienced farmers who has built a solid foundation on the Long Xuyen Quadrangle land. Taking us to visit the banana orchard, Mr. Sao Duc recounted the story of his life and the serendipity that tied him to this land. In general, from the past until now, from childhood to adulthood, I followed my parents, working in Phuoc. When I was young, we used to raise fish in floating cages for a living. As I grew up, I began trading by boat, traveling up and down to Phnom Penh to buy and sell, while my wife raised fish at home. But as time passed and I got older, I naturally wanted to have my own land to live on for a more settled life. Living on a boat, drifting here and there, eventually got tiresome. From there, I started looking for land to farm. When I learned about the government's policy at that time, during the late Prime Minister Vinh Kiet's tenure, there was a plan to dig the T5 Canal, opening the T5 and T6 canals. I thought, if the T5 and T6 canals could carry floodwater, it would certainly improve this land area very well. I therefore began to plan ahead, take initiative, and bravely go in to do it. From that point on, recalling the trying initial months, when Mr. Sao Duc arrived here and decided to make this land his second home, a number of friends and family shook their heads in disapproval. When he first arrived here, Mr. Sao Duc spent each day learning to familiarize himself with the land's characteristics, working hard to improve the acidic soil, the intense emotions, and solid confidence. When he first produced rice grains on this acidic land, was like an affirmation to many people that his direction was correct. From then on, day after day, month after month, experience taught Mr. Sao Duc that to develop life here, the most important thing is to adapt to nature. When I was able to grow rice with good yields and the land was good, I started thinking about ways to increase the value of rice. At that time, rice varieties weren't as developed as they are now. Our group was pretty big. We'd get together to discuss ideas, and then we all pitched in to produce seedlings. Back then, we were just propagating existing varieties, not researching or developing new ones. At that time, our seedlings were selling like hotcakes. We couldn't keep up with the demand. By 2009-2010, rice varieties had started to develop rapidly. Every region, every province had seedlings groups and seedlings companies, so there was too much competition, and seedlings were no longer profitable. After that, I stopped producing rice seedlings and started exploring other areas. After searching back and forth, I finally found that banana plants seemed easier to manage. Furthermore, if banana plants are planted on a large scale, they can be harvested year-round. Banana is a water-loving plant that can thrive in locations with moderate acidity in the soil, making it ideal for the local farmlands. When deciding to choose banana plants as a new direction for his farming, Mr. Sao Duc aimed for a more sustainable, long-term approach on a larger scale to potentially reach a broader market. Farming is more than simply devotion and hard work. It's also about thinking outside the box and understanding the market trends. I've invested heavily in advanced agricultural technology, such as a comprehensive pipe irrigation system for optimal banana growth. Plus, when we harvest the bananas, we use a cable system. This ensures that once we cut the bunch from the plant, we can immediately hang it on the cable and transport it without any bumping or jostling. It helps prevent scratches or damages to the banana bunches. Despite the high initial investment costs, I've achieved very successful yields in return. The tissue-cultured banana planting model is no longer new to many farmers, but how to ensure that the agricultural products they produce have consistent quality, are trusted by customers, and have a sustainable market. That is the core issue for banana growers. Mr. Sao Duc's tissue-cultured banana plantation on this land currently serves as a testament, opening up new opportunities for success for the people of the Long Xuyen Quadrangle who are willing to think and act. Producing bananas for the local market is a simple process. When the bananas are ripe, they are harvested and taken to market. But if it's for export bananas, we have to take very careful care. We care for them from the moment the banana plant gets planted until it blossoms and is taken into the house. We have to pay close attention to every detail. There must always be workers in the orchard. Banana plants have a relatively short growth period from planting to harvesting compared to some other crops. Bananas typically begin to flower and produce bunches around 5 to 6 months and are ready for harvest by the 9th month. Farmers benefit from growing bananas because they only need to plant once. To assure continuous harvest products and to meet demands from many places across the world on a regular basis throughout the year, Mr. Sao Duc organizes his banana plantation into numerous planting sites with distinct banana plant growth stages. Therefore, almost at any time, the banana orchard is busy with work. Thanks to this, many local workers have year-round jobs and income. I trim leaves, apply fertilizer and weed. When the plants are bigger, I prunch flowers and wrap the bunches. Then I collect banana fruits. When they are in season, working for Mr. Sao offers a stable life, which makes it quite stable. It's because working for Mr. Sao is a daily, non-stop job. Without Mr. Kiet's canal, the rice and bananas wouldn't be as productive as they are now. It would be a completely different situation. Gratitude is the sign of noble souls. The gratitude for those who pioneered this land remains etched in the hearts of the people of the Long Xuyen Quadrangle today. Prime Minister Vinh Kiet's historic decision to develop the West Sea flood drainage canal system has now provided countless people in the Long Xuyen Quadrangle region with full stomachs and warm clothing. Personally, I didn't have many opportunities to meet Mr. Kiet in person. Most of what I know about him is from TV and other media. The only time I saw Mr. Kiet was from afar, during his inspection of the T5 Canal. I wasn't able to get a closer look. I'm living here, benefiting from the policies and ideas of the late Prime Minister. And every time I travel by Lac Khoi Commune and see Mr. Kiet's relief sculpture, I get a surge of emotion. The flow of the T5 Canal over the past 20 years is solid evidence of the strategic decision, demonstrating the vision, wisdom, and decisiveness of a talented leader who was wholeheartedly devoted to the country and its people. The T5 Canal, as it flows towards the sea, enriches the farmland with fresh water and alluvium, leading to increased fertility. The T5 Canal, along with the flood control and salinity prevention hydraulic system in the Long Xuyen Quadrangle region, has made Hun Dat District, Kiên Giang Province, become the locality with the largest rice production in the province. As a result, there has been a significant improvement in the income and quality of life of farmers in this area. Following the introduction by the local authority, we visited the rice fields of a high-tech agricultural enterprise. This company is a pioneer in producing rice for export and has many projects partnering with the local farmers to increase the value of rice in the Long Xuyen Quadrangle region. I began farming on this land in 2015 until now. The plot is sizable and benefits from its location between the T5, T6, and 42 canals. This strategic positioning ensures efficient drainage, making it a prime location for agriculture. It can be promptly drained if there is any acidity or salinity. On these fields, farmers cultivate 2 rice crops per year. The most important change has been in the farming mindset, with most farmers now growing rice according to global GAP quality standards. The rice varieties grown by the farmers are all high quality, producing good quality rice grains, such as Daitome, ST24, and ST25. With the goal of expanding the Vietnamese rice brand further into the global market, the company has dedicated 100 hectares out of their 630-hectare field for organic rice cultivation. This aims to meet the development trends and the high demands of discerning markets. Rice cultivation in the organic direction requires farmers to invest more effort in their fields. But in return, the value of the rice increases significantly, making the farmers' efforts more worthwhile. This approach helps make farming more sustainable. When I first came here, in 2015, the yield in this area was only about 400 to 500 kilograms per 1,300 square meters. When this canal was built and my company introduced the new farming model, it increased the value of the farmers' products. Now, farmers are producing 1.1 to 1.2 tons per 1,300 square meters. The T5 Canal has been a boon to local farmers. It has not only facilitated acidity drainage, but also provided a steady supply of nutrient-rich water, enhancing agricultural productivity. You can see, along the T5 Canal, houses are more spacious and people are building more densely compared to before. Farming is no longer limited to the fields surrounding one's home. Farmers have realized the importance of establishing large-scale fields, integrating farming procedures, and improving post-harvest rice quality. Most importantly, they have currently completed control over their output and are not any more vulnerable to price manipulation by middlemen. Currently, rice from the Long Xuyen Quadrangle region is being exported to many countries worldwide. This is a positive sign for farmers, giving them confidence to continue their farming profession. At the end of the T5 Canal, where saltwater and freshwater meet, the farmers in Binh Giang Commune, Hun Dat District, Kiên Giang Province, have adapted flexibly, choosing livelihood models suitable to natural conditions. As a result, this area has provided stable lives and incomes for many families over the seasons. Take the couple Mr. Tran Nhan and his wife, for example. The couple, who were originally from the Vinh Thuan area in Kiên Giang Province, would migrate around to earn a living from the river because they lacked their own land. For a while, they moved all the way to the 9th area to live. When they heard that the T5 Canal had been completed and the natural conditions in this area had become more favorable, Mr. Nhan and his wife moved here and have stayed ever since. Typically, the freshwater season here lasts from around September or October in the lunar calendar to about April of the following lunar year. During this time, Mr. Nhan, like many farmers in Binh Giang, begins to prepare the fields and sow rice. When the saltwater season comes, they modify their fields and introduce new water to raise shrimp. This rice shrimp production cycle repeats steadily each year. By now, Mr. Nhan and his wife have established a stable livelihood here. The farmers of Binh Giang are favored with an abundance of land and a well-developed irrigation system, giving them total control over appropriate water sources for growing different kinds of shrimp, including black tiger shrimp, white leg shrimp, and even giant freshwater shrimp. Rice and shrimp go hand in hand, and together they are providing a good living for the locals every day. The rice crop always has to support the shrimp because I practice crop rotation between shrimp and rice. After harvesting shrimp, I immediately sow rice. This cycle not only generates profit from both crops, but also improves soil quality, making it a sustainable and profitable farming practice. The local community is very pleased with this approach. Alluvial water is efficiently brought in via the T5 Canal. This area would be severely disadvantaged without the alluvial water. Excellent yields are obtained when we pump it in for rice sowing. Furthermore, it is quite helpful when we pump it in for our shrimp. Over the past 25 years, the changes along the T5 Canal have brought positive lives to the residents of the Long Xuyen Quadrangle region. Flowing quietly and persistently with the passage of time, the T5 Canal stands as a testament to the correct and breakthrough decision made by Prime Minister Vinh Kiet at that time. After achieving the wealth they enjoy today, the Prime Minister continues to be immortalized in the hearts of generations of people, with a great sense of veneration and unending appreciation. This is also the story we will continue to tell you in the next episode of our documentary series.